Plenty of questions remain.
This was not an ongoing relationship. These parties did not know each other.
The FDA gives the green light to selling birth control without a prescription.
It's usually a good idea to bring snacks to a playground. But what do you do when the playground itself is modeled after snacks?
Collegeville is the home of Little Debbie snack cakes.
NewsChannel 5 Investigates explored the healthcare crisis in rural Tennessee, motivating one state lawmaker to look for answers.
Keeping you safe, informed, connected. This is NewsChannel 5 at 6.
We want to start with some breaking news out of Columbia. We just learned that two people, a 38-year-old and 17-year-old, have been arrested and are accused of posting flyers around town, recruiting people to join the Ku Klux Klan. The posters were glued to several churches as well as the building that houses Muletown Pizza. Investigators are working to figure out if these guys worked alone. Their names haven't been released. Over the last week, we've been telling you about the healthcare crisis out in Henry County, Tennessee.
And how the medical center will soon shut down its maternity ward and end all OB/GYN services. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Carrie Sharp.
And I'm Rory Johnston. Well, now our reporting has caught the attention of Capitol Hill. And consumer investigator Jennifer Krause tells us who's been watching and what he says needs to happen next.
I felt compelled to step up and do something.
John Ray Clemens says after watching our reporting on the Henry County Medical Center, he knew he had to get involved.
You know, at the very least, make the necessary phone calls and start pushing people to take action on this.
And the state representative from Nashville has been on the phone ever since, talking with the key players here, trying to get them the help they need as they struggle to save their OB/GYN department and ultimately the hospital itself.
I want the people of Henry County to know that there are people across the state of Tennessee who are willing to step up and fight for them.
The Democratic caucus chair says his biggest concern is that women and babies will have to travel an hour or more for care, which doctors say will likely cost lives. The challenge, though, for Henry County and many other rural hospitals across Tennessee like it is that so many of the patients are on TennCare, and the TennCare reimbursement rates are often far less than what the services actually cost. Blue Care, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield's TennCare program, pays the Henry County Medical Center $1,700 for a normal delivery and $335 for a healthy full-term baby. Rates that haven't changed since 2019 and are actually lower than they were in 2009.
So here you have a situation where they're paying the lowest possible reimbursement rate that they can to a rural hospital, and it's creating havoc.
So how do we fix this?
Well, what we should first do is expand Medicaid.
Clemens, who sits on the House Health Committee, says expanding Medicaid would give Tennessee billions of dollars in essentially free money the state could use to prop up its faltering healthcare system for the poor. It's frustrating, he says, though, that the governor and Republican supermajority in the legislature won't do it.
And then next, we need to get a better grip on regulating the insurance companies within the state of Tennessee. We have a legal duty to do so. All 50 states and the District of Columbia are charged with regulating their own insurance industries. The state of Tennessee does a poor job of that. The insurance industry controls state government and the people who run state government.
Also frustrating, Clemens says, have been his conversations with TennCare and Blue Cross about what can be done to help Henry County. Both, he says, have been slow to step up and address the hospital's urgent and immediate needs. But he's not giving up.
I think with enough encouragement from me and others, and I would love to have the governor's help on this. You know, I'd love to have Blue Cross Blue Shield move in this direction and renegotiate in good faith and see if we can't save these vital services in this OB department in Henry County.
Jennifer Krause, NewsChannel 5 Investigates.
Henry County Medical Center asked Blue Care in early June to significantly raise its reimbursement rates for maternity care. More than a month later, Blue Care says it's still considering that request. There does seem to be bipartisan support for saving the hospital. Representative Tandy Darby, a Republican who represents that area, has also had meetings with TennCare. The Tennessee Department of Children's Services plans to renovate a Nashville youth detention facility so it can hold some of the state's most violent youth. The State Building Commission approved money for security upgrades at both Woodland Hills and the Standing Tall facility in Nashville. Currently, the state's most violent juvenile offenders are kept at the Wilder Youth Detention Center outside Memphis. That facility has been plagued with problems, including escapes and charges of abusive staff. DCS Commissioner Margie Quinn said Wilder was never meant to house the state's most violent. She said the department needs more beds for dangerous offenders, and many of those troubled teens will now be moved to Standing Tall here in Nashville as soon as this facility can be upgraded.
By making Standing Tall a hardware-secure facility, we will be able to house our most challenging young men in a high-secure location.
The state also approved money for security upgrades at the Woodland Hills facility, as well as money to build a temporary assessment center to give neglected or abused kids a place to stay when they are first taken into state custody. You may remember News Channel 5 Investigates discovered kids forced to spend the night on the floor of state office buildings because they simply didn't have anywhere else to go. The new facility will be on the campus of Clover Bottom and will have beds for 48 kids.
By early next year, women will be able to buy birth control pills in the medicine aisle. In a controversial decision, the FDA approved the first over-the-counter control pills, birth control pills, meaning you will not need a prescription. News Channel 5's Kelsey Gibbs spoke with a doctor who says this decision will change lives.
One local doctor tells us this is exciting news because not every woman can easily access birth control. And actually in more than 100 countries, you can buy birth control over the counter. And you'll be able to do so in the United States starting in 2024.
We know that 9 out of 10 people in the United States at some point in their life have used birth control.
Dr. Carolyn Thompson is a practicing OBGYN in Nashville. She understands the importance of birth control.
It's been available for over 60 years, which means we have 60 years worth of research that has shown time and time again how safe and effective the birth control pill is.
Which is why she thinks over-the-counter birth control is a great idea.
There are many other medicines that are available over the counter that are not as safe as birth control pills. So it's hard to understand why it's taken 60 years for this medicine to finally become available over the counter.
The FDA approved the first over-the-counter birth control pill called O-Pill, allowing Americans to buy a daily oral contraceptive without a prescription. There will be no age restrictions to buy the pills.
Anyone that wants and needs contraception should be able to access that without judgment, and especially if someone is a young teenager. Do we want children having children? I think the answer to that should be no.
The company says it expects the pills to go on sale at major retailers early next year. The makers of O-Pill haven't said how much it will cost, but insist it will be accessible and affordable to women of all ages.
So having that in a really convenient way over the counter, so you don't have to worry about getting a prescription, you don't have to worry about calling into your physician's office.
In Nashville, Kelsey Gibbs, News Channel 5.
The FDA says the drug will be available in drugstores, convenience stores, and at grocery stores, as well as also online. Now, besides the pill, there are several other birth control methods that you can consider trying. Some of those contain hormones like the upper arm implant, the birth control shot, and also the birth control patch. These methods use the hormone progestin to stop the ovaries from releasing eggs. Others are non-hormonal, like bilateral tubal ligation or getting your tubes tied. Fertility awareness is also a method that doesn't involve any hormones. IUD implants, also another method that can be hormonal or non-hormonal. One uses copper, the other is made of plastic. Those can last between 3 and 10 years, depending on which type you choose.
Well, it took nearly a year, but tonight, 3 accused killers are in custody, charged with murdering Maya Fuller. The Wilson County Sheriff tells News Channel 5's Nick Barris detectives never gave up seeking justice for Maya and her family.
It's been nearly a full year since Maya Fuller was found murdered. Robert Bryan, the sheriff here in Wilson County, vowed they would catch those responsible for her death, and they've announced that they've arrested 3.
What helped us accomplish that was the hard work of all the detectives, standing behind me.
The 22-year-old Fuller was last seen alive at a nightclub in Antioch on July 30th of last year. Her body was found 6 days later, dumped in a wooded field off of Trammell Lane in rural Wilson County. Police say there were no red flags, that Maya was a bright woman who worked hard and came from a loving family. Today, with her parents standing by, the sheriff announced the arrests.
Yesterday, 3 suspects were able to be identified as being responsible for Maya's death.
They are 21-year-old Tayanya Tipton and her brother, 20-year-old Tyshani Bowles, and 20-year-old Lamira Pipkins, all from Nashville.
This was not an ongoing relationship. These parties did not know each other. These were not long-term relationships. These individuals had become acquainted over the course of the previous 24 hours.
Detectives say security videos showing Maya with the suspects the night she disappeared are one key to the case. This past January, authorities served warrants at the suspects' homes, and this week, with the help of Metro Police, took them into custody.
We are confident that we have the people that are responsible for this.
Detectives still have not released the cause of death or any motive. They do say the suspects, while having not confessed, have given statements implicating themselves. Authorities say they do believe they have the 3 people primarily responsible for Fuller's death, but they say they're not ruling out the possibility that others might be involved, so the case is not closed. In Lebanon, Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Nick. The 3 suspects are held without bond in the Wilson County Jail. The district attorney says the death penalty is a possibility in this case.
A safety system that is being tested in Montgomery County high schools is expanding this fall. You'll remember we told you about the Evolve system, which can detect dangerous items without students and visitors removing anything from their pockets. Clarksville now reports that a second high school will implement this technology as part of its pilot program. Northwest High was selected first due to the number of building entrances. Installation of this system will start later this month. Rossview High will be next since it has the largest student population in the county. We're told the technology will be brought there sometime mid-year. Creating safer spaces for people traveling through the nation's airports.
And some new numbers show just how often passengers are still caught with guns. We're going to break down that data for you next.
All eyes to the sky. We've got the heat, we've got the moisture. It is just a matter of time before we start squeezing out some showers and rocking through some storms. Details on timing next.
He's being described by police as a man who preys on women when they are at their most vulnerable by getting them drunk and then sexually assaulting them. 5 Alert anchor Hunter Hoagland is following this for us from the newsroom. Hunter, the Special Victims Unit has launched an investigation hoping that more women come forward.
Yeah, Carrie, they have. Victims are now coming forward saying they were all raped by the same man, 38-year-old Emmanuel Webb. Police say he took pictures and videos of all of it while they were unconscious. Right now, police are working to figure out if they were drunk or if they were possibly drugged. All of the things I'm sure we will figure out here in the coming days. Now, we are learning today 4 women have come forward, 2 of them within just the last couple of hours, who say they all had the very same experience. Police say the early investigation shows this has been going on now for close to 3 years.
In all of the cases, he has been along with these women. Again, most of them have been strangers. He did not know them. Literally, they were going out thinking they were having a fun night on the town, a night of drinking, a night of having fun that ended in rape.
And detectives say they found additional videos and pictures on Webb's phone and say there are more rape victims who they are now working to identify here tonight. Police say if you have been around Emmanuel and something didn't feel right, maybe just something felt off, they want to hear from you. That number to call is 629-201-5664. Webb is still in jail tonight and will be back in court coming at the end of the month. Guys, we'll send it over to you.
All right, Hunter, thank you. It may seem pretty obvious. You can't carry weapons in your carry-on bag when trying to get on an airplane. Travelers still do it, though. TSA has nabbed 157 guns so far this year at airports across the state. That's actually down from the same time last year. Unfortunately, the number has climbed a bit at Nashville International. Take a look here. In the first half of 2022, 92 weapons were found, right? During the same time this year, 101 weapons were found. There's also a slight uptick reported out at Tri-Cities Airport. Remember, you can travel with a firearm, but it has to be properly packed, and you have to declare it with your airline.
Before you know it, it will be time for the kids to head back to school. But buying the supplies they need, like pencils, paper, clothes, shoes, it really adds up. Staff at the Davidson County Juvenile Court want to help by throwing an end-of-summer sneaker bash in the University Court and Napier communities. Right now, they're collecting shoes to donate to the kids. They're accepting new and gently used sneakers for both boys and girls of all ages. The court's community outreach coordinator says this is a serious need in the community.
If they felt good about stepping into school on that first day in those new pair of shoes, then that year will start out great.
If you have any shoes you would like to donate, you can do so by dropping them off at the juvenile court. The big sneaker bash will take place on July 24th. Kids will be able to get free haircuts, get their nails done, get free supplies, and just have some fun. A major player in the history of the Tennessee Titans is now a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame's class of 2024. Bud Adams was the founder and owner of the Houston Oilers and eventually the Titans for more than 50 years. Next month, committee members will meet to select one person to join next year's class.
Come on, Bud. Love you blue.
Well, only 1 month ago, Clarksville opened up a new downtown arena in hopes of attracting some minor league sports and other big events.
And now Clarksville could soon have a new stadium in the area we're showing you here, just down the road. Our Chris Davis shows us why.
There's nothing to do here.
It hasn't always been this way. Along this stretch of College Street in Clarksville.
Back in the day, it was bringing, life here.
For 80 years, B.F. Goodrich and then later the Vulcan plant provided hundreds of jobs. Then it closed in 2018.
People aren't willing to live in this area because there's nothing here that's thriving or a reason to be close to this area.
But now a developer is swinging for the fences to dramatically change this land.
Could possibly attract maybe a semi-pro or a pro team, and I think that's pretty awesome.
The proposal filed to the Regional Planning Commission calls for a mixed-use development. Phase 1, an apartment complex. Phase 2, a baseball stadium. Phase 3, retail and a hotel.
To bring life back to the community and also bring some resources.
The Jemison family was so excited they said they just had to drive by.
It will allow money that's being spent outside of Clarksville to possibly stay here.
Just to be clear, the city of Clarksville hasn't found any team that would officially call this stadium home, but people we talked to said they're pretty confident people would want to play here.
I think this would be something for those guys that are 18 to 21, 22 that can't go to the big league to come out here and still have something to do.
Because this stretch of College Street hasn't always been this way, and if the plan ends up being a home run, it won't stay this way either.
And I really think that it'll allow for some life to come back in.
In Clarksville, Chris Davis, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Chris. Clarksville actually had their own minor league baseball team back in 1997, but it folded by 1998. The next step for this project would be to get that land officially rezoned.
Whether baseball's in your plan, craft fairs, weddings this weekend.
Beyonce.
Ooh, we got a busy weekend ahead.
Beehive.
Yeah.
The Swifties, I felt pressure, but this is a different this is a different level. This is a different level.
Yes.
I know. I am just the messenger. We are going to have to navigate rain chances this weekend. There are going to be some very, very, very wet pockets. There's going to be dry pockets where it's just hot and it's humid outside. So I promise, if I could give everybody exactly what they wanted when they wanted, I would do it. But I don't have that power. So instead, I just want you to be prepared for it. Be rain flexible this weekend. Like I said, a lot of dry pockets. We're dry across the area right now and hot. 91 in Nashville, 91 Dixon, 91 Hopkinsville. We've got a little bit of cloud cover out there. That stunted us just a tidbit of the heating today. But the moisture is so deeply in place, that humidity, that our heat index is still in the triple digits in some spots. And a reminder to you, the heat index is quite literally what the heat and the moisture together, the stress that puts on your body. It goes without saying, hydrate, air conditioning, cold air breaks, especially little ones, elderly, those with health issues, the folks that can't cool themselves as efficiently. We are quiet right now. Your eyes probably went to this little thunderstorm, this kind of lone soldier that's dropping out of northern Kentucky. This will continue to slowly drift southward. I'm not expecting shenanigans from it, but there may be a little bit of rain that holds together for a couple of our Kentucky tiers. It will weaken as it moves to the south, so that rain is not expected to spread all the way through the mid-state, but there is still a chance to see a couple showers and storms even in the overnight time frame. The pattern that we're in is not just a summertime pattern where it's hot and it's humid. We get some afternoon storms. There's a little bit more at play in the upper levels of the atmosphere that's keeping us unsettled around the clock. Still dry time though. I just showed you, we're dry right now. 70s tonight becomes a sweltering 93 degrees tomorrow. Here's what this looks like visually. So again, maybe a drifter over the next couple hours in our Kentucky tier. Couple daybreak showers possible, then a lull, then more activity fires tomorrow, mainly in the afternoon and evening. Today we held rain chances at 30%. We've bumped them up Friday to 50% and Saturday to 60%. Those will be your best chances for a widespread soaking, but still with dry pockets. We'll talk more about that timing coming up right at 6:30.
All right, Bree, thanks. If you have a sweet tooth, yeah.
Totally.
This story's for us.
We have details on a park that will have your mouth watering next.
These days seems nothing beats a great photo op, and an awesome one that's not too far away includes some very familiar sights.
Yeah, it might just be worth the trip. News Channel 5's Forrest Sanders heads to Collegedale for this story.
I tried to get like the outline shape of the head, like the silhouette.
The work of sculptor Alex Paul Loza is sometimes a commission piece.
It's in Gettysburg in front of the courthouse. The guy from the World Cup, the guy that screams, "Goal!" So I did this for him.
Sometimes it's just a subject that speaks to him.
We all have a different gesture. That's the key for me to really capture the person's likeness.
In capturing one particular likeness has been one unforgettable project for Alex. It's a face you definitely know. Here's a hint. Little Debbie. And here she stands at the just opened Little Debbie Park in Collegedale. Mayor Morty Lloyd.
Yes, Collegedale is the home of Little Debbie snack cakes. And when the wind is blowing from the west, we can sit on our back deck and gain weight.
Morty tells us McKee Foods, owner of the Little Debbie brand, approached Collegedale with the idea to create the park and gift it to the city. And in addition to getting Alex on board to create the Little Debbie sculpture,
she has a plate of Swiss rolls.
Here we go. The park plan came with a few more ideas to get people talking.
The only thing better than a Little Debbie is a giant Little Debbie.
The sculptures are the cutest thing ever.
I've seen Omo Cream Pie, Cosmic Brownie, Nutty Buddy, the Christmas tree, yeah.
It made me hungry.
And truly, Little Debbie Park has gone viral.
We never dreamed it. We have people that are coming in from everywhere.
I think it's awesome.
This is not only for kids, but grown-ups. I've been surfing on the oatmeal cream pie. Sparks that childhood memory on you.
So, could you take on a cake that big?
Maybe in a week.
That's a lot of cake, Easton.
I'd be so excited.
You have to just take it one bite at a time.
The favorite snacks may vary.
Oh, the nutty bars.
Oatmeal cream pies.
Peanut butter bars.
But visitors, a mayor, and especially a sculptor are now part of a park story they say feels a little special.
I had my 7-year-old daughter help me pose, so my family was involved with it. To see people enjoy the artwork, talk about the artwork, that kind of confirms your calling and the reason why you're doing this type of work.
I'm Forrest Sanders, News Channel 5.
How fun.
I love everything about that.
What's your favorite Little Debbie?
The traditional oatmeal cream.
Those are good.
Yeah.
I like the Star Crunch.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had one in 30 years.
I'm not going to say
but...
no to the peanut butter. That.
No, yeah, Nutter Butter thing. Yeah.
So good.
We do have a sweet tooth.
Check it right outside Chattanooga. Check it out next time you're down there.
All right, still ahead at 6:30, a look at the crazy weather across America. Heat warnings for so many and tornado damage in the Chicago area. Plus, actors have now joined writers in Hollywood on strike demanding proper pay and treatment. And hear from an East Tennessee man who had his Jeep stolen and the thief left a note apologizing. Heat advisories and excessive heat warnings are spreading from Texas to Southern California. The conditions come as residents in parts of Illinois are cleaning up after suspected tornadoes and thunderstorms tore through the region. Roxana Sabiri reports.
Millions of Americans across the Southwest are under excessive heat warnings with no relief in sight.
The temperature reading is 90 degrees.
The situation has been especially brutal for 73-year-old Philip Evans, who hasn't had air conditioning in his Waco, Texas apartment for the last 2 weeks.
Recovering from COPD, had a touch of pneumonia, and they don't want me to be out in the heat.
There you go. In Arizona, where temperatures have topped 110 degrees for days, people and pets have been flocking to cooling centers. Now parts of California are bracing for intense heat that could linger into next week.
We have a pool, so we'll be in the pool all weekend.
Oh my God.
Outside Chicago, it will be a weekend of cleanup for some, after at least one tornado and fierce winds tore through the area Wednesday night. Here in McCook, Illinois, a storm ripped off the roof of the Skyline Motel, sending debris everywhere, and also knocked out a wall of this garage behind me. The system snapped tree trunks and damaged several homes.
My wood chips were flying through the screen. The tree was down.
Despite the destruction, there were no reports of injuries.
Nobody was hurt, and I think that's a commendable situation. But their lives are going to be disrupted.
The Salvation Army and the Red Cross have been on hand to help people forced out of their homes by the storms. Roxana Saberi, CBS News, McCook, Illinois.
Hundreds of flights were also canceled or delayed at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport yesterday due to the storm. And while parts of the U.S. suffer from this summer heat wave, tourists aren't finding any cooler conditions across the pond. In Greece's Acropolis today, people were struggling as they waited in line to see the landmark. Medical workers from the Red Cross were handing out water and talking about how to handle this heat. More than a dozen people were treated for dizziness, nausea, and fainting spells.
I'm used to this heat, so I didn't really have a choice, but I'm just trying to cool off as I can.
These temperatures are very high. It does cause danger to life, so we're very worried that a number of people will die in this heat wave.
Just last year, more than 60,000 people died from heat-related causes during Europe's hottest summer on record. Researchers say Europe's heat waves are part of a global pattern of rising temperatures that are widely attributed to human activity. Dramatic video out of Iceland shows lava still shooting from a volcanic eruption, and tourists are hiking for hours to see the spectacular sight up close. The eruption initially happened 4 days ago. It's the third of its kind on this peninsula in just 2 years, and it comes after scientists recorded more than 4,700 earthquakes in just a matter of days. Some tourists are hiking up to 12 miles to see the awe-inspiring scene up close.
I didn't realize you could actually get this close, so that was a pretty big surprise, but it's amazing. Yeah, definitely a once in a lifetime.
Seem to have entered into a new eruptive cycle here in southwest Iceland. The peninsula hasn't been active in many centuries.
Streams of molten lava and clouds of gases are spewing from the site about 20 miles from Iceland's capital city of Reykjavik. Authorities are warning lava lovers to be careful of the toxic air. Dangerous smoke from wildfires is no longer just affecting the western United States. Smoke from Canadian wildfires has reached the Midwest and the East Coast this summer with a mixture of air pollutants. It is unhealthy to breathe and can be dangerous for children and the elderly and people with respiratory conditions. A new study from Harvard, the U.S. Forest Service, and the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration found prescribed burns, those initially set by fire experts in controlled conditions, could greatly reduce the overall exposure to wildfire smoke throughout the western United States. President Biden is in Helsinki celebrating Finland's admittance into NATO. Finland has the largest border with Russia of any NATO member, making it a key new piece of the alliance. But the move may not have happened had Russia not invaded Ukraine. The president's trip follows a NATO summit where he met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and promised to continue providing military support to Ukraine.
Our allies and partners around the world understand that this fight is not only a fight for the future of Ukraine, it's about sovereignty, security, and freedom itself. It just makes the world safer. It significantly increases the prospect that there is less likely to be war.
Earlier this week, President Biden and allies made clear that Ukraine has a pathway to NATO membership after the war is over. Hollywood is grinding to a halt after SAG-AFTRA, the union representing thousands of actors, voted to strike. This new strike is in addition to the Writers Guild strike that began back in May. Like the WGA, the actors union wants increases in basic pay, higher residuals for streaming content, and protections surrounding the use of artificial intelligence. The labor action comes after Hollywood struggles to adjust to major changes in the entertainment industry.
Theatrical box office is still down 25% or more versus pre-COVID. Linear television, broadcast and cable is dying a slow death. Audiences are shrinking and aging out of the advertiser-friendly demographic. And finally, in streaming, it requires enormous capital to compete with Netflix and build a worldwide competitive scripted television channel.
I cannot believe it, quite frankly. How far apart we are on so many things. How they plead poverty, that they're losing money left and right when giving hundreds of millions of dollars to their CEOs.
In a statement, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers wrote, "We are deeply disappointed that SAG-AFTRA has decided to walk away from negotiations. This is the union's choice, not ours. The move will deepen the financial hardships for thousands who depend on the industry." A man in East Tennessee says someone stole his Jeep and left a note apologizing for it. Blake Middleton says he went out to his farm on Sunday and saw his car was missing, but a note was left behind in his toolbox. In it, the person admits to taking the Jeep, saying their wife had just died and they're on drugs, along with the drawing of a frowny face. The note went on to say that they will bring the Jeep back once they're sober, and they hope they will be forgiven.
I mean, I give anybody anything, help anybody do whatever they need done, but I can't stand a thief.
The owner says he is frustrated because he uses that vehicle to serve a purpose on his cattle farm, and he is skeptical it will actually be returned. When you need a loaf of bread, well, you'd likely just make a quick trip down the street to the grocery store. But for millions of Americans, it is not that easy. All across the country, there are towns without that quick access. In tonight's To Americas, how a university program is trying to help small stores stay in business.
Another weekend with on and off rain chances. We're going to talk about timing to help you plan next.
We've talked a lot about food deserts. Many times it relates to a lack of grocery stores with fresh produce. So what's the answer? Matt Pearl takes a look at one organization trying to make a difference in tonight's To Americas.
We are ordering produce.
The work of Carly Wharton.
I'll have her check with you. 570390.
Is work few see.
Get my thinking face.
It's the work of running a grocery store.
How are you, Carly? Doing good. How are you? Awesome.
In her hometown of Holton, Kansas. Population 3,401.
How would I describe Holton? Like Mayberry, basically. I feel like I'm so much more in love with the town now as an adult.
At Cecil K's, the walls sing with touches of Holton and touches of home. It's an atmosphere and aroma that mask the stakes for Wharton and those in her sneakers nationwide.
If you're doing a good job running your store, out of every dollar that goes through your register, 1 penny of that is your profit. And so how many dollars does it take to get a pile of pennies?
Of the nearly 2,000 non-metro counties in the U.S., more than 115 have only one grocery store. 40 have none. They've been replaced largely by supercenters consolidated in county hubs and dollar stores without fresh fruit, veggies, or meats.
People will drive from like up by the Nebraska state line to come to Cecil K's and get groceries. Or if they're coming back from Topeka on their way through, they'll stop in and do a little shopping.
Holton is a hub, so it's not too hard to make those pennies, unlike at Wharton's other store. It's in Westmoreland, Kansas. Population 716. A city once on the Oregon Trail, but for a few months last year, a city with no place to buy food.
There are a lot of vendors who won't go there. It's like not worth the time and money to drive into town to be able to deliver an order.
Sometimes they're the only place in town that has a seating area.
Erica Blair is a program manager for the Rural Grocery Initiative. Their research found 2 in 5 rural grocers in Kansas plan to leave their store in the next 10 years.
We'll see you again.
Between 2008 and 2018, the Rural Grocery Initiative was tracking closures of rural grocery stores in Kansas. And during that 10-year period, we saw that 1 in 5 rural grocery stores closed.
In Westmoreland, the grocery store only exists because the local bank owns the building and keeps rent low for tenants. When the previous tenant left, they called Wharton to take over. Now, Westmoreland Hometown Market sells fruits and vegetables in every shade of green, and then some. It's a welcome sight.
Grandma doesn't give interviews.
To residents like Charlotte Naughton.
When you need something and you live, 20 plus miles away, it's hard. It's hard. That drive isn't fun.
The challenge facing grocers will require solutions not before seen. But as Wharton knows, there's power in being the place where everyone goes.
It's such a quality of life upgrade to have such a nice store right down the street, which pretty much everybody lives right down the street because it's only this big.
In Holton and Westmoreland, Kansas.
Thank you. Have a good day.
I'm Matt Pearl.
Coming up, a new leader arrives in Smashville. We're going to hear from Ryan O'Reilly. And are the Titans moving closer to signing DeAndre Hopkins? Stay tuned for sports. You're watching News Channel 5 at 6:30.
It's a pretty shot from our Skynet camera, but it is a hot shot from our Skynet camera. Hot and humid. As expected, we're seeing a little bit more activity try to pop up as we head into the evening hours tonight. I don't expect anything mischievous, but we're not done with our rain chances just yet. Take a look. Satellite radar mostly quiet right now. Power 5 not working very hard. We've been watching some scattered storms near the Ohio River up in Kentucky, but just recently, look at this little fella popping up. And we've got one in Decatur County. So there is still enough energy out there to squeeze out and generate a few additional showers, maybe even a few claps of thunder. This thunderstorm here is moving more to the east than it is to the south, but there is a southerly component. So I do think it may clip portions of Warren County, Allen County, Monroe County up in Kentucky. You could get a brief raindrop from that. All in all, rain chances tonight will be on the low side, 30% or less that you'd run into a brief shower. Tomorrow, we bump those rain chances up. So the soggiest days in the next 7 are going to be Friday and Saturday. There will likely be a couple daybreak showers around Friday morning, but your better chance here at the daybreak, your better chance for rain is going to come in the afternoon and early evening hours, but still scattered in nature. Some of us will get soaked tomorrow. Some of us won't. But by the time we get towards the middle of next week, everyone is going to get rained on at least one time. Now then we look at Saturday. Saturday does look to be the soggiest, and the bulk of Saturday's rain looks to fall in the morning through lunchtime. So here's a look at your rain chances for Friday. They stay around 20 to 30% for Nashville proper, but that's because of the scattered nature of the showers and storms that will come through. Once we head towards the end of this weekend, we do start to gradually pull rain chances back. And unfortunately, as we pull those rain chances back, the heat surges. Mid to upper 90s expected by Monday of next week. We are unfortunately going to keep that hot trend going. The heat index likely well into the triple digits. We'll keep a few more chances around for scattered showers and storms, John, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but that's really going to be a return to a more summer-like pattern. We're confined to the afternoon hours, not enough to really break the heat that will build, but it's sure going to make it feel like you never left your shower.
Well, Bree, how about a hockey story to keep you nice and cool? It may be a youth movement for the Nashville Predators, but new GM Barry Trotz is also stocking the roster with experienced players like veteran center Ryan O'Reilly, who was signed as a free agent a little less than 2 weeks ago. 32-year-old O'Reilly is a 3-time All-Star. He won both the Stanley Cup and the Conn Smythe Trophy with the St. Louis Blues back in 2019. O'Reilly inked a 4-year, $18 million deal to come to Smashville, and he believes he's a good fit for the Preds' new-look roster.
I think the veteran players that are here right now, I think are so, the way they impact the game is so impressive. And, I think, too, watching last year in the youth and what they do, there's a great balance of both. And I think for me coming here, I think it's, something that I look forward to. I think we can take a step and be right there to competing for a cup.
A frustrating night and a rare home loss for Nashville SC Wednesday at Geodis Park. 2 penalties on Daniel Lovitz led to 2 goals on penalty kicks and a 2-0 loss to Philadelphia Union. Afterwards, head coach Gary Smith did not mince words about match referee Sergei Boyko, who had a busy night calling 25 fouls and issuing 5 yellow cards and 3 red cards, 2 of those going to Lovitz and Shaq Moore.
I think it was very, very easy for everyone to see in the crowd that this inexperienced referee, which is what he is, I think we looked and saw 10 games in MLS, looked way, way out of his depth here tonight. I in fact felt as though they were both penalties against us. It certainly looked as though they were clear-cut fouls. That's not what I'm criticising here. There were so many other decisions within the run of play. A very, very disappointing night all round, result, and of course losing 2 players.
Yeah, both Lovitz and Moore will have to sit out Saturday's game against first place Cincinnati. Last night's loss dropping Nashville to 3rd place now in the Eastern Conference, 10 points behind Cincy and 2 points behind New England for the 2 spot. 12 days until the Titans open training camp and still no word on a decision from free agent wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, but that could be changing. One popular sports betting site says the odds of Hopkins signing with Tennessee have changed dramatically, going from plus 500 to now minus 300. The signing of Hopkins would no doubt be a huge boost for a Titans passing game that's now in the hands of new OC Tim Kelly. Kelly says he liked what he saw from his offensive skill players during OTAs and minicamp, and he expects the good vibes to continue once training camp begins.
For the most part, we're coming out of here and everyone knows what to do, and they're going out there and doing a good job and executing at a high level. The thing that's been fun to watch has really been the chemistry that's kind of been built between the different quarterbacks and the different wide receivers. So, the tight ends and the running backs, we can put them in that same category also. So they're hearing a bunch of stuff for the first time. They're going to be out there executing a bunch of different concepts for the first time, and I'm pleased with how they've been approaching it and how they've been executing it.
SEC Media Days in Nashville next week. Today, the conference announced Commissioner Greg Sankey has agreed to a new contract, keeping him in place until at least 2008. Play of the Day sponsored by Shell Brothers Home Builders. To golf, opening round of the Scottish Open. Justin Rose on the par 3 14th from 49 feet away. Drano. Were you reacting to that or my Scottish accent?
Scottish accent.
Okay. Well, that's a long way to putt a golf ball, Carrie, but it makes it look easy for our play of the day.
The play of the day.
Aye, lady.
I like it.
Release the Kraken.
We're going to stop right here. We'll be right back. Everyone wants to know the secret to a long, happy marriage. For one California couple, it's keeping the spark alive with weekly date nights to their local Chick-fil-A. Bonnie and Lloyd Reynolds fell in love when they were 14, and this week they celebrated 65 years together. The restaurant set up a table with flowers and candles, and family and friend came along.
We've gotten older, but we've grown together.
I'm still in love with you.
They're such a pleasant couple. When you see them, the room just brightens up. Their love for each other is so evident.
Love it. The couple brought along some mementos like their marriage certificate and family photos, even a picture from their second date. In addition to their 3 sons, the couple has 7 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. I love it. They've grown together.
You never stop dating.
Yep.
Your spouse, right? Weather-wise, we're going to be cooped up with our spouses again this weekend.
Like it or not.
My kids were bouncing off the wall last weekend. More on the weekend rain chances at 10.
Hope to see you then.